Good afternoon and welcome to an update from BJ Kerno. So last week there wasn't a video because I was so tied up with work and running and doing all sorts of bits and pieces that I didn't really get a chance to update a video. But here, hopefully today will make up for it. So I've got first of all, a bit of an update on the Japanese, and then I'm hoping to do maybe an unboxing and sort of talk about my next project, but we'll see how it goes. So first of all, postman's been. So here's some bits and pieces from Paint and Glue Miniatures, which is a 3D printing company. Now I'm no way endorsed by Paint and Glue Miniatures, but I appreciate over the last few weeks I have done lots of updates in relation to their products, which is why I'm pretty much, I found that most of my vehicles now have been 3D printed. Not only are they cheap and really good for the good value, they've enabled me to sort of bulk out my bolt action forces really quite quickly. And you know, from 3 feet away on the table, when they're painted up, they look really good. So this is the sort of the latest products that I'm going to review today. So the first one up is the Curajon 95. So I've given this a coat of Vallejo surface primer because this is a Japanese small truck. So my idea is that this will go along with my other Curajon 95 and basically assist in moving around artillery, small guns, that sort of thing. But overall, not really applicable for troop transport, but it's still a great looking model. The second thing is howitzer, which I'm going to be a bit cheeky. Now, I know some of you rivet counters are probably going to be a little bit upset, but it's my hobby and, you know, I'm not really overly worried about it. So in the Japanese book, the Japanese can have an artillery piece. Now, this looks very similar to the howitzer that is available for the Japanese army. So I thought, well, if it looks similar, maybe it can do as a stand-in or a count-as. So basically what I've done is I've bought this howitzer, and my idea is to put a shield in, or barricade, sandbagged barricade in from, which is from Any Scale Miniatures. I've got a spare guy carrying 2 boxes. I've also got some scenery from Any Scale Miniatures, which I'm going to just pop about. And then, because I bought so many Japanese, my idea is I'm going to populate it with some Japanese crew that are basically ordinary infantry that I've just not given them any weapons. So there's my little team. Now, if I buy the bolt action howitzer, it's going to cost me about £18. So this all in all has cost me about, I don't know, £6.50, something like that, because I had the terrain already. And I think on the tabletop, it'll pass as a Japanese howitzer. Now, I know some people are going to go, oh, well, it's not Japanese, it's German, and blah blah blah. Well, do you know, get over it. I'm not really worried about it. It's going to be practical. It's probably going to be used in house games only. I can't see it being used in a tournament, but you know, it looks pretty good, and I think when it's painted up, I think it will fit in nicely with my Japanese themed army. The other 2 bits that I'm going to sort of review today is also a truck from Paint and Glue Miniatures, which the canopy comes off, and as you can see, it is 3D printed. But I've started to undercoat them. I tend to use the Vallejo surface primer paint and paint it on, because I find that A, it's less messy, and also it gets really good coverage, and the Vallejo surface primer is really good for sticking to plastic. So that's just the a general American truck, which I'm going to use for my US Marines, plus I'm going to use it as a captured vehicle for the Japanese. So the Japanese have sort of acquired an American truck, and are going to use it to travel around the wargaming table. So hopefully that will be fine. Secondly, I've got another little truck, which again I'm in the process of painting, and again that's going to be used for transporting the Japanese around. Now my idea originally was to put some magnets underneath and then attach some metal strips to the either American or Japanese infantry, and then depending on which army I was using it for, pop the guys in, and therefore it can be used for either army. So that's where we're at. I've also bought some Japanese bamboo fighters, which are on the painting table. They've been surface primed with Vallejo dark yellow, so hopefully they'll be painted up ready for next week. I've also finished 15 Japanese infantrymen. So the hobby's sort of progressing, although I've been watching lots of Napoleonic videos recently, and I've also bought myself some plastic 95th and a box of British Line Infantry. So I'm getting Napoleonic's fever back again, so hopefully I can finish this Japanese project first. I've got about another 1,000 points to paint, and once I've done that, hopefully I can then sort of change colours and go on to something fresh. So thanks for watching, guys, and I've been watching lots of lots of YouTube clips over the last few weeks, so keep up the great work, and see you all soon. Cheers.